Hey guys, this is Camfree15 and I'm back at it with another video for you guys. And this is another Clippers playoff recap. As your Clippers win and beat the Dallas Mavericks 111-97, and your LA Clippers have won the series and now are advancing to the Western Conference semifinals. So yeah, it's good. It's good to win. Yeah, it finally feels good to win this series, get the Mavericks off my chest, and just don't have to, wait every 2 days to find out something what the Mavericks are going to do to find some strange way they're going to beat us. Thank goodness. Thank goodness we're done with the Mavericks. If you're a Mavericks fan watching this, listen, I'm going to say some pretty harsh things right now, but thank goodness, because that team absolutely freaking is not at the Clippers level. I honestly did not believe this. Now looking back at the series, if some coaching adjustments were made from after game one, we win this series in a sweep. So Maverick fans, hit your dislike. Laker fans, hit your dislike. I'm sorry. The way I saw it, the Clippers could have swept the Dallas Mavericks if they just had made coaching arrangements. Different coaching arrangements. They adjusted, and some players showed up like they need if they were to show up. So, yeah. So, listen, guys. At the end of the day, I'm gonna say this. I know I'm trashing. I trashed the Mavericks this entire series and some of their players and stuff like that. This entire series recap. But at the end of the day, the Mavericks did give us a very good challenge. They almost pushed us to 7 games, and they gave us a fight, and they didn't back down. Now, does it suck that Porzingis wasn't able to play the last couple of games? Yes, but still, as a team, you need to take advantage of it, and the Clippers did, and stuff like that. And again, hats off to the Dallas Mavericks for giving us a hell of a challenge, because it's only going to prepare the Clippers going into round 2, whether they play Utah later. We'll find out if Utah wins later tonight, or we'll see Denver in 2 days from now. But I think it's going to give us a challenge. It's going to give us that preparation we need to compete, to obviously probably play harder than the Denver and Utah. But I can tell you, with more than enough stress, maybe some of them players are just glad enough not to play Luka Doncic anymore and stuff like that. Now, before I start my recap, the team that I would like to see in the second round is the Utah Jazz. I feel like they play good team ball, but again, it's kind of another team that's really kind of just behind, or they're all behind just one major superstar in Donovan Mitchell. And I think we play the same game plan we did with Luka Doncic, which is trapping him most of the time. Trust and believe. I think we can win that series. Now, the only difference is Utah, they can go ballistic from 3-point and, stuff like that. And Utah will fight. Utah will fight. They don't back down. Because I remember I saw game 1, they were getting down pretty big, and they fought back and almost came back and won that series. But like I said, regardless, the round 2 matchup for the Clippers is going to be a tough one, whether it's Denver or Utah. Preferably, I'd like to see Utah. It'd just be the easier team to possibly play. But still, with the Dallas Mavericks, if we were to play Utah going into the next series, you can't take anything with a grain of salt. Anyways, let's get through the stats and stuff like that. So, field goal, Clippers made 44 out of their 91 field goal attempts, while Dallas hit 38 of their 90. Field goal percentage was 48.4, while Dallas's was 42.2. We had 11 over 3-pointers, while actually both the Clippers and Dallas hit 11 3-pointers. The 3-point percentage for the Clippers was slightly higher. They had a percentage of 37.9, while Dallas had 29.7. Mostly because guys like Tim Hardaway Jr., Seth Curry, and Trey Burke actually shrunk down to what they've been playing like in the regular season selves. Free throw, we made 12, while Dallas made 10. Free throw percentage was 92.3, which is really good, while Dallas was 58.8. We had 52 rebounds, while Dallas had 42 rebounds. We had 22 assists, while Dallas had 20. We had 8 steals, while Dallas had 5. We had 2 blocks, Dallas had 3. We had 13 total turnovers, while Dallas had 12. We had more fast break points and more points in the paint than Dallas. And fouls, we had more fouls than Dallas because Scott Foster reffed this game. I was actually shocked that we won the game with Scott Foster reffing this game, because if you are Clipper fans and you didn't know, the Clippers in playoff games before this game even started was 0-7 when Scott Foster refereed a playoff Clipper game. Now they're 1-7. I so hope we don't get another Scott Foster game. I feel like we are, but can he go please, call Eastern Conference games, or can he just leave the bubble entirely? Because his reffing is terrible. His reffing is terrible. Some of the calls the referees made were slightly in freaking Dallas's favor. Speaking of fouls, let's get to the one main foul, which is obviously Marcus Morris. Marcus Morris, if you didn't know, or if you're just catching up now, if you didn't see the game, are the highlights. Marcus Morris, early in the game, fouled Luka Doncic pretty hard, and he got a flagrant 2 foul, plus ejection. Now, we all know Luka Doncic and Luka Doncic and Marcus Morris in this series, they had a lot of incidents here. They did have a lot of incidents. So, one, I'm also happy we're done with Dallas, so we don't have to deal with, Morris's antics on Luka Doncic. And I know Morris was probably in the locker room just happy as all get up. And, hey, look, Luka's the better player than Marcus Morris Sr., no doubt about it. But Marcus Morris Sr. got the last laugh, and that's all I care about. That whole thing, my thoughts on it, because all I saw on my Twitter page when it came to that stuff, and what you even will see on Twitter, it's essentially just the Dallas Maverick fans and Laker fans, and maybe some NBA fans, just not understanding that, or they think Marcus Morris is a dirty player. Now, Marcus Morris, in some cases, does he play dirty? Yes, he does. I'm not going to lie about that. But when you look at the foul, if you look at it, heck, and even in slow motion, Marcus Morris got all ball on that. He got all ball on it. Now, yes, you could have given him the flagrant foul, maybe the flagrant 1, even the flagrant 2. But did it need an ejection? No. They only gave the ejection because the last game the Clippers had, Luka Doncic was crying about Marcus Morris still to this day. I don't think he did it intentionally. Stepped on his ankle or stepped on his shoe, which could have potentially tweaked his ankle or something like that. And obviously the NBA was like, okay, we can't have this happening now. Like I said, you can say otherwise. You can put in the comment section otherwise saying, I disagree. Marcus Morris is a dirty player, and he did that intentionally to try to hurt Luka. I personally didn't see it that way. Listen, I saw it. The moment I saw the foul, I'm like, oh, wait, he got all ball on that foul. He got all ball on that. You can clearly see his hand hit the ball. Just the motion of his hand going up and hitting Luka in the face, yes, that's what caused the flagrant. Because obviously, forward movement and stuff like that in your hand. So it is what it is. Listen, he got ejected. It's not like he's going to get ejected it's not like he's going to be suspended for game 1. I'd be honestly upset if the NBA just takes action. It's like, yeah, Marcus Morris is going to be suspended game 1 for the semifinals in round 2, which I think will be a very petty idea out of the NBA. But another thing that kind of irked me about that is he was playing a really good game up to that point, and it looked like he was going to ball out and stuff like that. But regardless, it is what it is. We still ended up getting the win. So, yeah, let's get to the individual stats. And like I said, if you disagree with my initial stance on Marcus Morris, you can say, y'all, you're just being a Clipper homer, and you're just backing up your guy. Look, did I think the foul was bad? Yes, was it bad? But it doesn't look as bad as people are making it. Like, people are making it like Marcus Morris tried to kill the guy. It's not that bad of a foul. And trust and believe, in the past, there were much harder fouls. There were fouls as hard as that. Again, it comes to my thing when it's the thing where I say the NBA is much more softer than it used to be. It caters to their superstars because they don't want their superstars getting hurt. So I don't understand why people will, love what the Bad Boy Pistons did and almost essentially trying to clothesline our WWEing Michael Jordan. But then here now we see a hard fail by some players. Oh, we're just going to initially call them dirty players. Well, then call the Bad Boy Piston dirty players. Call other players who were hard fouling players in the past dirty players then. Anyways, let's get to the box score for the Clippers. Actually, no, I'm gonna let the Clippers go last. Let's get to the Mavericks. Okay, so let's get the Mavericks starters. Max Kleber in 36 minutes, he had 9 points. It looked like this would be like his coming out party, his best game in the series, but still, he finished with 9 points. He had a minus 25 on the court. He went 3 for 10 from the field, hit 2 of his 3-pointers, hit 1 of his free throws, had 6 rebounds, 2 assists, and 2 blocks. One of those blocks was on Kawhi Leonard, even though Kawhi Leonard got fouled. Dorian Finney-Smith, I guess you can say, probably had his best game of the series, too. He had 16 points. He was minus 14 on the court. He went 6 for 11 from the field, hit 2 of his 5 3-pointers, hit 2 free throws, had 6 rebounds, 4 assists. Like I said, it was probably his best game of the series. Trey Burke had his worst game of the series, which I enjoyed because you can clearly see Trey Burke was clearly intimidated and didn't want to take shots. He was passing up some pretty good looks. He had 6 points, he was minus 7 on the court. He was 2 for 10 from the field, which I loved. Finally, Trey Burke got knocked back down to earth. He had 0 3-pointers. He had 2 of his free throws. He had 9 rebounds. That's actually pretty shocking. He had 2 steals and 2 assists. I like what I saw. Tim Hardaway Jr. What did I say about Tim Hardaway Jr. in my past stuff? He's a 9-point per game scorer in the regular season. How many points did he have tonight, guys? 10. About around his average. Literally, the Clippers, because they were not playing no hardcore defense, was making this guy look like his daddy. In 33 minutes, 10 points, a minus 31 on the court, which is the worst plus minus for the Dallas Mavericks. Went 4-15 from the field. And instead of hitting almost 5 to 6 of his 3-pointers, he hit 2 of them. No free throws, 1 rebound, and 1 assist. It finally took him 6 games to finally, again, be knocked back down to earth and be the regular season player he was. Good to know. Luka Doncic, who was obviously the best Mavericks player on the court for the Mavericks, had 38 points, a minus 9. He was 15 for 28, hit 4 of his 3-pointers, hit 4 free throws. He had 9 rebounds, 9 assists. He almost had a triple-double. He had 1 steal. Again, Luka's a great player. I'm not going to deny that. He's a good player. He's going to be a problem, years down the road, and he's only 21. He's like in the same category as Giannis. He's still young, and there's so much potential left for him, the dude, to grow. And the crazy thing is the guy could probably end up maybe at one point, maybe being the best player in the league. Listen, he's going to be a problem for years to come. He's going to be a problem. That Mavericks team, they can give him some probably better role players. They're going to be a problem to come for years to come. I know, him will definitely make Dallas a more attractive place to play for free agents and stuff like that. I'm just glad that we don't have to play Luka Doncic no more. Also another thing is, can Luka Doncic work on not complaining on fouls as much as the next guy? I'm sorry, that was the only other thing that irked me. One, I personally thought this series, he was talking a big game, even though he's a great player, but he's talking a much bigger game against a much better team. Again, he gave a valiant effort, but again, he took the hot L. Get the hell out of my TV. Go home, pack your bags to Dallas, and go work on your off season, please and thank you. I know, like I said, I'm being hard to Luka Doncic, but listen, I'm tired of him. I don't want to see him till next season. I don't even want to see him next year in the playoffs, please and thank you. I don't want to see the Clippers play him in the playoff series again. Anyways, enough of Luka Doncic and his crybaby self. It's like I said in my tweet today. Cry, Luka, cry. Michael Kidd-Gilchrist, 2 points, minus 5, did nothing. Only had 2 rebounds. Hit 1 shot. So yeah. Um. Yeah, the rest of the guys, bench players, who really did nothing came in. Boban had the best plus minus of the Dallas Mavericks because, let me guess. Oh, wait. We tried to do the same BS where we had to put Trez on Boban again. Yeah. 16, plus 16, 4 from 7 from the field, had 8 points, 6 rebounds, 1 assist. Steph Curry got knocked back down to earth again. 7 points, 3 of 7, 1 3-pointer, 2 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 steals. Everybody else, nothing else to say. Again, look, even though I'm literally just made fun of Luka Doncic right now, and some other players like Tim Hardaway Jr. and Steph Curry. Again, like I said, Dallas gave the Clippers a fight. This Dallas team gave the Clippers a fight, and I think it better prepared the Clippers to be like, okay, going into games in round 2, be like, okay, we kind of got ourselves a little bit lackadaisical in the series against the Dallas Mavericks. Okay, now we're going to step our game up and play much more serious ball in the second round. So hopefully that's a good thing for a good sign for things to come. Kawhi Leonard. Let's get to the Clippers stat line of box score. Kawhi Leonard in 40 minutes had 33 points, was a plus 15, had 14 out of his 23 shots, made 1 3-pointer, hit all 4 free throws, had 14 rebounds. So he had a double-double today, 7 assists, and 5 steals. That's why I'm wearing his jersey, guys. That's why I'm wearing his jersey. Marcus Morris Sr., even though he got ejected early on, he had 9 points. He looked like he was going to probably drop like 15 plus tonight. Maybe even drop 20 the way he was playing. He had 9 points. I mean, he was really nothing in the plus or minus. Was 4 or 5, hit 1 of his 3-pointers, had 1 rebound, and 1 steal. It sucks that he didn't get to play the rest of the game. But hey, I know in the locker room when the final hit, he was like, let's go. And he was having the last laugh against Luka, like I said. Ivica Zubac, he had 15 points. He led the Clippers in plus minus. He was a plus 33. A plus 33. If this guy is not your future center of the Clippers, I don't know what is. This guy desperately needs to play more. He needs to play much more than Montrezl Harrell. He had 33 minutes tonight, so that's another plus. Let's keep it up, Doc. He was 6 from 8 from the field, hit all 3 of his free throws, 11 rebounds, 0 assists, 0 steals. He was great. Ivica Zubac, he's literally growing up as we see. I swear, when this guy gets to almost his late 20s, early 30s, this guy is going to be a really good center. He's going to be he's got capabilities of being essentially an all defensive player, an all team defensive player type of player. That's how good this dude is. And he's this young. Just wait till he's freaking in his late 20s, early 30s. This dude's going to be a monster. And like I said, and it's going to be even worse for other opposing teams if he can, because there's a few times this season he's hit open jump shots before. And if he's able to get a jump shot and hit it, man, he's going to be a problem. Because a stretch big Zubac, oh, man, that's good. Again, thank you, Lakers. Paul George, who didn't have the best of games here. He went 6 from 19 from the field. But he had 15 points, so he was productive in the least. Like I said, he was productive. He had 2 of his 3-pointers. Hit 1 of his free throws. He had 9 rebounds, so he almost had double-double himself. He had 7 assists and stuff like that. He was a plus 22. Again, he wasn't a detriment to this team, even though he had 6 from 19. He was still looking aggressive, although sometimes he was, I don't know what the hell he was doing sometimes, because you see in the turnover category, he had 5 of them. Some of the turnovers he had was just bad. But still, I thought he was pretty productive for what he was, and it didn't cost us the game and stuff like that. If anything, Doc Rivers was the one who almost cost us this game. Shaman, who played really well, was a plus 21 with 9 points. He was 3 from 7 from the field. His 3 shots were all 3-pointers. He had 1 rebound and 4 assists and 2 steals. Shaman needs to always play if Patrick Beverley can't go. And again, Patrick Beverley should be good to go by round 2, game 1. I saw a quote that Doc Rivers says he hopes Patrick Beverley is good to play. Oh, no, Doc Rivers. No. It's not he hopes. He will play, which, again, I personally hope Denver wins tonight to give the Clippers more rest, it will give them a few more extra days of rest. But hey, regardless, still, you got to be ready. So he was good. He was good. JaMychal Green, he was good too today. I wish he played more, but at least Reggie Jackson, I'll say he stepped up, and as crazy as I'm saying, his points late in that game actually sealed the deal. Anyways, he had 7 points. He was a plus 20 on the court. He was 3 from 5 from the field. He had one of his free throws. He had 5 rebounds and 1 assist. JaMychal Green was good. Honestly, I want him to play in response to Marcus Morris Sr. since he's kind of somewhat the similar player to him. Montrezl Harrell, who had the worst plus minus on the court. 4 points, minus 19. You want to know what? I'm not even going to go back into the individual stats, but you want to know why he was a minus 19? You want to know why? Clipper fans know why. I'm just going to say for the casual NBA fans. Oh, it's because we do the stupid lineup. Heck, look at the next two guys. They're in the minus category. Oh, I wonder why. Because they play the same exact minutes at the same exact time. Although the head coach, Doc Rivers, says he does not like that lineup. Yeah. Good. Montrezl Harrell, minus 19. Again, got abused by Boban. Doc Rivers still fails to learn his lesson. That Montrezl Harrell, I personally said this. I think Montrezl Harrell is just not a good matchup against the Dallas Mavericks. Like I said, I'll say it before, I'll say it again. Honestly, if Montrezl Harrell, if the Clippers offer Montrezl Harrell lower than what he wants, and he's like, sorry, look, thank you for everybody. Thank you for everything you've done for me. You got me a chance to earn big bucks. I'm going to go take my talent somewhere else. I would be perfectly fine with that. Because then it forces Doc Rivers to use Zubac much more, and then you can actually get another backup center, which is a good over 7-footer, like Zubac. Like I said, I love Trez, but honestly, if I'm being honest, I would just let Trez walk. I honestly would let Trez walk. Like somebody made a mention in a Twitter post by saying, listen, I love Trez, but he's just not helping us, in this time of need. And he says, just like Blake Griffin, Trez was a person that, is another guy who built the stability of the Clippers to get them to where we're at now. Like I said, I would love to have Trez back. Now, personally, I'd rather have that the money they want to throw at Trez go to Marcus Morris and bring him back. I'd rather have that happen and just have Trez walk and go somewhere else and play with somebody else. I know he would probably take it as disrespectful, but still, I'd rather get a qualified backup center who, we got 2 7-footers where we don't have a defensive liability between 3 guys. Next guy, Reggie Jackson. He had 14 points, hit 4 of his 3-pointers, and 3 of them 3-pointers essentially iced the game and kept the lead, as far away from the Mavericks, who were trying to come back in this game, which Doc Rivers, late in that third quarter, in the ending part of the third quarter, I swear, was literally choking the game away and trying to get the Clippers to play Game 7. If that had happened and the Mavericks came back and won the game, I think we honestly lose the series, because then we would have just had taken the air out of us because our coach almost lost us the game. And even going into lose stats, he was a minus 15, 5 points. He did nothing. He was 1 from 9 from the field. Which again, can I just stress enough? This is the issue I have with Doc Rivers and his coaching, lineups and his rotations. If there's a player that is not doing good and he is not helping the team and he's actually hurting the team more on the court as you're watching the game live, Doc Rivers, and you're just going to be crossing your arms on the bench and just look at what's going on before trying to be like, okay, look, Zubac, Kawhi, George, I need you to get in here and do some work for me because your guys ain't picking you up. Again, Doc Rivers saying things in press conferences, never bringing them to fruition. He says games ago that he does not like the Reggie, Lou, Trez lineup at the same time. But he continues to keep playing them. So going into round 2, let's try to see less of that, please. Let's try to see less of that. I do not want to see Lou Williams, Montrezl Harrell, and Reggie Jackson on the court at the same time, because that's just terribly defensively. That's just a terrible defensive mismatch. And 2, it helps teams get back in the game, especially if your guys like Harrell and Lou Williams are not doing what they're supposed to be doing, which is averaging 20 points between each other. So, yeah. Listen, against the Mavericks, Doc Rivers was quick to get them out at the start of the fourth quarter and realized, okay, I can't run this lineup. But again, with Reggie Jackson, he kept Reggie Jackson out there instead of putting JaMychal Green. But like I said, the three threes Reggie Jackson hit late in the fourth quarter, it essentially sealed the deal and kept the Mavericks from almost getting back in the game, as well as Kawhi was hitting just these freaking contested mid-range shots, just saying, you guys ain't getting back in this game, not on my watch. So Reggie Jackson and Kawhi Leonard essentially sealed the deal in Game 6 to win the Clippers the series. So again, although Reggie Jackson has defensive issues, and I was clamoring for Reggie Jackson to get out, it's like the Locked On Clippers podcast said it in their thing. They essentially said it like a painful type of 14 just to see, because you want Reggie not to be out there, but you want to cheer for Reggie because he's hitting these 3-point shots. But at the same time, he's a defensive liability and you want him off the court. So, yeah, like I said, and my overall thoughts of the series, the Mavericks gave us a tough series. They did. I'm not going to lie. Hopefully, this teaches Doc Rivers to be smarter with his rotations, because the next few teams aren't going to be easy. And if you pull the same stunts against those teams, whether it's the Jazz, Nuggets, or the Lakers, or maybe even the Rockets, if they somehow beat the Lakers, if you do that type of stuff, then you're going to get killed by them. And it won't be like by the Mavericks where they'll miss every shot and then stuff like that. You're going to have to adjust quickly to that. So I don't know if that means have Lou, Trez, and Reggie play better defense and criticize them on their defense. But, yeah, listen. Like I said, the series was a tough challenge. I feel like this mentally prepared the Clippers, to be ready for round 2, whoever they play is Utah or Denver. Again, I preferably play Utah, but I hope Denver takes Utah to 7 games, which means Denver needs to win tonight in Game 6 to force that Game 7. But, yeah, we're just going to have to see what's, going on with that game. So, obviously, Clipper fans are going to have their eyes peeled to whoever's the winner of that game. Now, I'm not going to be watching that game because I'm going to be watching WWE Payback. I know. I watch WWE wrestling, and it sucks now, too. But regardless, I still watch it because I'm intrigued to watch wrestling. So, yeah. Other than that, that's really it. That's all I got to say for this series. So, again, thank you guys for tuning in for round 1, whether you're Clipper fans or Maverick fans. Again, to you Maverick fans, your team is going to be a problem in, I say, next year and even maybe a year after that. The Dallas Mavericks are going to definitely be a problem. They're definitely a problem. They get better supporting cast members around Luka and Porzingis. Not trying to poo-poo any of the other, side players, but seriously, if they get maybe another maybe star player, or somebody else, a good 6-man coming off the bench for them, they will probably be a deadly team in the years to come. And like I said, Dallas, that eventually for free agent superstar players, that could be an intriguing place to play, because you get to play alongside Luka and Porzingis. Although the only problem is it would bring back the Big Three era again, and I don't want that. I like this duo era. Can we keep it like that, please and thank you? But yeah, listen, that's all I gotta say for the Clippers. So next time, my next playoff recap will be when the Clippers play whoever they play in the second round in Game 1 after their game, and that will be the next playoff recap. So other than that, guys, I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna catch you guys in the next video. So till then, guys, hopefully you guys are having a great rest of your day. And if you like the video, leave a like, put in the comments section your thoughts on this series by the Clippers, as well as hit the subscribe button if you want to get more Clipper playoff recaps. Till then, guys, I'm gonna get out of here. Hopefully you guys have a great rest of your day. And go Clips!